Irene, Martha, there we go. Good stuff. Okay, so just a couple of housekeeping items. Again, we do a live event every 3 months. The last one of the year is happening tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Even as clients, you'll get lots of value out of it. There's a bonus for being on live, and some of it will be repeat information, but oftentimes we need to be reminded more than taught new stuff. But we'll also get into some new stuff too. So that link in the chat should take you there. You do have to register separately for this, just because it'll give you a unique link to join. So keep that in mind. And am I getting note there? Okay. And then the other little piece is, again, the rescheduled event, the barbecue happening Saturday. I do appreciate if you RSVP, even if you can't make it, just so I know that you saw it, and then we have a firm head count. So I basically have to buy all the food and rebook the space. Cinnamon Park sucks for that. You don't get a rain out refund. So we're a go, unless it's pouring, we're a go for Saturday on the 4th. Okay. With that said, October 1st today, which is nice, timely thing. The first Wednesday of the month, we always do more of a kickoff call to kind of review. So just in the chat, if you have access to a keyboard, like what went well in October and where is your focus going into the next month? Or sorry, September, what's your focus going into October in terms of what's the most, the biggest lever to pull, most room for improvement? Because we're going to go through something today that I think will help kind of workshop everything all together. So let me open that document. Oh, didn't have sharing on. 1 sec. All right, for those who just jumped on, just sharing a big win from September and what you are focused on for October, like the one area you want to really dial in, whether it's from the Big Five framework or something else entirely, totally your call. We want to get the chat flowing because it's going to tie into this. So this is what I cooked up as an optional but encouraged add-on to the 12-week challenge. Most of you are in, right? You've got a small crew in the app. We want to get those a little bit more engaged. And you've got obviously your individual point total. You're trying to get to that number to pass, right? And there's, of course, the leaderboard for the winner take all. So to keep the kind of momentum going with that, this is what I've kind of cooked up here is a daily check-in. So we'll actually make it 30 days. So I'm going to change the numbers here. At first, I thought 40 days of focus rolled off the tongue, but 30 seems more reasonable. So it's basically your Big Five plus the no phone zone. And you'll just track each day, end of day, or the next morning. Check mark if you got it right. X if you didn't. No one's going to be perfect with this. The idea is just to keep that awareness of, okay, this is what I need to improve. And as you understand, the daily habits lead to the biggest outcomes in the end. Okay. So watch for this post in your crew if you're in this challenge. If you're not sure what this is, I don't think we can get you in at this point, but we could do a small accountability group if there's enough hands raised from those who aren't already in the challenge. So it's basically a daily report, daily prompt, not just a weekly like we do already on Mondays, but actually each day you're being accountable to your daily disciplines. Okay. So there should be a little extra magic with this. Okay. So I'll send this out. Just look for the post in your little mini crew. I think later today or early tomorrow. Okay. So we got wins. Martha, cap and calories. Continued focus there, of course. Nice. Jason's win, being consistent, having the routine down. Also not being a Bills fan. Hey, my uncle got me that. It was I don't really have an NFL team. I should flip that around. The Bombers on the other side of it. It's like a half-half. But if I did have a team, it would be the Bills. So fight me. They're pretty good right now. So I have bragging rights. Laurel, getting back to cap, focus for October. All Big Five. Yeah, the knee injury set you back. Alana, clothes fitting better. Workouts done, yes. Okay. Yeah, I like the detailed answers here. Shauna, big win. 8,000 steps a day. You're walking it dropped off, so that's great. Okay, awesome. Steve is finally healed from surgery. And then we just want to hear what you're focused on this month. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to, again, workshop the 90-day planner. It's always so important, I find. Get things down on paper. Okay. Slowly but surely. Okay. All right. So as we often do on the first of the month, we ask for a volunteer, or I do a mock version of what we'll call a 30-day outcome goal, and with the process steps and then what to do along the way every 24, 72 hours, weekly, and so on. So if anyone's willing to put their neck on the line here to volunteer, and we'll just kind of workshop it together. Otherwise, I will go through it all on my own, which I don't want to do, but okay, but September was the most capped golden days. Nice. Better be a slow learner than never learn at all. Okay, consistency. Steve, how about you? I know your game. Yes? Okay, I'm gonna have you on mute then. Let's workshop this. 30-day goal. Realistic. So this is the measurable stuff, like another notch in the belt, 10 pounds, way too aggressive. Some measurable target that you want to set for the month of October.
Lose 2 inches around my waist.
It cut out. What did you say?
Lose 2 inches around my waist.
I like it. Specificity. Good. So every 2 weeks, I would take that tape measure first thing in the morning. Just like scale weight, that's the only real accurate time for that, because you can get some gut distension, bloating from food and water. So I'll prompt you to do that. In terms of process, okay, so what would be the first biggest lever to pull? Do you think that would help the most with that outcome in mind?
Work out consistently.
So let's set a target. Is 12 workouts for the month achievable? 3 a week?
Yes.
Yes. Amen. Good. Okay, good. So then the first step is probably to schedule those in as best you can. It's fluid. Everyone has to move things around sometimes, but what would be the best time in your day for to get that in? After work, likely, right? Or first thing?
First thing in the morning.
Okay. So I'll actually put this calendar reminder, or the night before, but are there set days that work better? I'm trying to think of what you've told me, but I'm drawing a blank, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
okay. Sometimes a weekend helps to set the tone, but we'll go with that because you're in the routine. Okay, step 2, likely related to nutrition, but you can say whatever you want to say, whatever rises to the surface first.
Hit my protein goal.
Yeah. And we always kind of set 80%. So that's, although October has an extra day, we'll go with 24 out of 30. And because Halloween doesn't count. So good.
That's a cheat code, right?
Yeah, of course. Give away the candy is my, give away everything that's excess on November 1st, but enjoy a bit. Day off. Okay, excellent. Last but not least, steps, sleep, water, what kind of rises to the surface, or something completely off the board is fine too, but
Steps. Get my steps in.
okay. It's always kind of a standard 8,000 a day. So again, 80%. That only gives you leeway for 6 missed days. So really, we want to be doing it weekly, but if you have to have one day in your week that you don't quite hit it, okay to kind of set that, right? Assuming you're going to hit the rest, like a Sunday if you need to be more chill or whatever. Okay, I like that. I don't talk and text very well. All right, so within 72 hours, what's the next lever to fall? Like, is it prepping protein? Is it tracking steps, or maybe adding it to your calendar, even like a 10-minute walk after meals, something along those lines? It's going to help you with those process goals.
Well, I've already done my meal preps. So it'll be the steps.
Okay. So what are things, when you hit your step, what are things that work well for you? Because we have a long laundry list of ideas. I can bring up that sheet, but for you personally, on the days you hit your step goal, what do you generally do, or what actually works?
I have a treadmill, so because I'm a professional wrestling fan.
Okay. Habit stack.
Um, yeah, with pro wrestling, yeah.
There's how
Or,
many shows a week? Monday, Friday? Well, I guess the pay-per-views, but at least twice a week, right? So what are we going to do the other days when you don't have wrestling to watch?
well, wrestling's really like 5 days, a week, but
Is it? Oh, I guess the other yeah, I'm just thinking WWE. Plus there's the NXT, and then there's
yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's typically off. Friday, Saturday is, typically pay-per-view. And then Sunday, is kind of like the day off for everything. But,
that's how they
um,
hook you guys. Okay, so
so,
there's lots of opportunities to tie it in.
so yeah, and if it's not wrestling, then it's gonna be, one of the, Law and Order series.
Okay, yeah, there's lots of those too. Okay, can barely fit that in.
Yeah, they have four now, because they have Law and Order Toronto.
I know, I noticed that Canadian version. We're getting some respect. Wow, it's crazy. Cutthroat town. Okay, so that's great. Let's see. Stack. So I was gonna share. Okay. Like that. So how many steps do you get in on the treadmill typically? Is it one
Um,
full episode, or?
so in an hour, I can do about 8,000.
Yeah, okay. So even if the rest of your day is fairly sedentary, you're hammering it out in that hour. Awesome. Okay. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I'm watching it anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Tie it in with more movement. Okay. So that's good. This is just the placeholder for the Monday report to me. Okay. And then ultimately, can't really control this, but I would say pretty safe bet. You're going to see some measurable change if you stick to that plan 80% of the time. So then the numbers are 80% workouts completed. I would say 100% on this one though, like 12 should be achievable. And then 8% protein. Yep. Okay. Awesome. What's the big obstacle? If you don't mind sharing, like what would potentially get in the way of best laid plans? Hopefully no more surgeries. One.
No more surgery.
Okay.
Me and God had that discussion. Um. The big obstacle is, what my mom used to call stick-to-itiveness.
Mm, that's too big a word for me to write. So consistency,
Yeah,
but
well, it's a little bit more than consistency. It's, um, consistency with purpose.
mm, I like that.
Um, which means, pretty much getting out of my head and stop giving into excuses, which is, I've allowed myself to do that over the past 3 weeks, primarily because of the surgery, but it was easier. So
Mm.
again, I come back to your, the long explanations comment.
Run through the storm like the bison do, right? We have to face our problems head on, or they just fester and get worse. So in your case, carrot or stick, like what helps incentivize you to do the work? Because sometimes it's a reward at the end of the month for hitting your 12 workouts, regardless of the outcome. You do the process stuff. I'll book a massage or a spa night. These aren't your examples. But just in general, that can work for some, or it's potentially a stick. Like, what do I have to pay to a charity I don't support at the end of the month for not following through? Sometimes that works better for people. Everyone's wired differently, but sometimes that adding that extra layer helps.
Yeah, it's more of a stick. I don't do well when there's a, what everybody else likes as kind of joyful goals at the end. That doesn't motivate me.
Well, it is loss aversion theory, right? Where we're more likely to hurt more internally if it's something potentially we're going to lose than even gain. I didn't word that very well, but it aligns with the stick mentality. So we can share this after if you want to take this another layer deeper. I don't need to get public with what you were going to put as your stick, but I certainly think we should do that to add kind of a bow on top of this plan. So let's talk after to get kind of potential
Okay.
penalty in mind to release, to enforce this. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Steve. Appreciate you going public. This stuff helps to just workshop, but hopefully everyone else sort of written out their own, even if they didn't do it live on this doc. Try to get in mind, it's the simplest stuff. It's not easy, right? But it's the simplest stuff that moves the needle the most. And before we look at the shiny objects, we've got to really look at our compliance to the real big rocks. And that's what this document aims to help you with. All right, good stuff, Steve. So we'll open the floor. Yeah, the bison story. That really stood out when I first heard that. And being human, we tend to run away from our troubles, only to get caught by them when that storm is a lot larger, or the hill is bigger to climb, or whatever the analogy you want to use. Any questions as we go into this 30 days of focus workshop we did today, or anything and anything? Go for it, Jason. If you can unmute, or just type. Oh, how much fish oil a day? Kind of depends on the product. EPA, DHA, and how much fish you get in your diet. So the one on, I'm not even sure of the numbers on Canadian protein, which I think is where you got it. So I'll do the math on that. 0 fish in your diet, you gotta probably load up. It also depends on what kind of benefit you're trying to get from it. So kind of a loaded question. We'll address that after, once I look at the product. Again, optional, but that's one of those supplements that's pretty close to a staple. And like I wrote, or actually shared in one of our trainings probably 6 months ago or more, there is a bit of a metabolism uptick from taking fish oil, which is rare to find. So matters a little bit. Okay. Any other questions? Steve.
I'm looking into Joe Rogan's company On It. And they have a product that is morning and evening supplements. I think it's called Complete Human. Have you heard of it? No. Okay.
All I've heard of is their Alpha Brain one, which is like a nootropic focus, I guess. I never really dabbled in any of that stuff, but some people swear by it. So I still think nothing beats good sleep and water intake, and all this stuff is probably the best performance enhancers we have, of course, but a little icing on the cake may not hurt. So what was it called? I'll look into it after.
On It, ONNIT, that's the company name.
Yeah.
And I believe the supplement pack is called Complete Human.
My guess is it's like a multivitamin, but I could be wrong.
It's a bunch of supplements. It's like 6 different pills
Okay.
with a variety of contents in the pill.
Yeah, send me the link in after if you can. I know you're gonna be paying more for name recognition with Joe Rogan, right? Just because that, he has the following. So if you can get the same product elsewhere, depending on what's in it, I can certainly make some recommendations. Unless you want to support on it, that's fine too. Anything else, guys? All right, my dog is barking. I don't think you hear it, but I do. Crazy sound muffling on Zoom. Okay. Well, we can leave it here today. So if you're in your cruise for the challenge, watch for that post today. You don't have to participate in it, but there are prize incentives to do so, and it's going to be really helpful to just keep you focused daily, not just a weekly review when I come calling with my my check-in form. So it should help just with that consistency and stick-to-itiveness, as we've talked about, which is what it's all about at the end of the day. All right. Daily challenges indeed. Okay, guys. Well, we'll leave it there. Hopefully we'll see some of you out on Saturday, but also tomorrow night for the virtual training. And we'll go from there. Talk to you guys soon.